Hi everybody and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. You ask yourself, how can that girl work in that mess? Oh my gosh, sometimes I wonder. Yesterday I spent, oh gosh, a good portion of the afternoon creating all kinds of die cuts for my junk journal. I know these don't look very Christmassy right yet. This is a bird with some flowers and fauna around it. I have created all kinds of trees. I decided that I was going to get out my Big Shot and just start using up some of the dies that I have. I have these and all my scrap paper. So I cut die, trees. I did some really fun Tim Holtz trees. I'm going to show you those in a minute. And I did some other Sizzix pieces that I'm going to be using in the tags that we're going to be making today. So these are the cute little Christmas tags that I'm going to be making with you. They're super easy. This is actually a die that I used and these here, but this is a scrap from the die when I cut out some trees and I thought they looked like icicles. I really enjoy making homemade Christmas tags. I think they hold up a lot better. I like to use them year to year. I try to put them on a special gift that I'm giving my daughter-in-law, my sons, or my husband. That way they know when they see the tag, it's like, oh, this is a good one. I always wait to put something on the back, whether it be I'll write a little, maybe a clue about the gift that they're receiving, or I'll just put, my son or daughter-in-law's name on here. And then afterwards, I will write, I want to start a new tradition. I will put the year, and then I'm going to write what was in the bag so they remember. And if I do a scrapbook for them or whatever, I can put this next to a photo of the gift I gave them, my husband and I gave them. So it's just kind of a little new tradition that I'm starting with our family. And I hope it carries on when they have children. I'll continue to do it for them. And these I think will fit nice into a like photo holders if you're a scrapbooker, and you can put little index cards and such in there if you don't want to put a photo. So I'd love to have you stick around and see just how easy these are. They're made from a business card. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Just a little food for thought here on, using scraps, scrap material. You don't have to always go out and buy something new. I didn't realize I had these until I started going through all my dies, and I found so many dies that I forgot I had, and I just said I have to start using them. So another die that I forgot I had, it is a Tim Holtz or a Sizzix die. I don't know if I can put, you saw how messy my desk is. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. This isn't a Tim Holtz. This is a penny black. And I want to show you how pretty these are. I had them sitting here. What did I, oh, they're right here. I put them aside so they wouldn't get hurt. So these I cut, and I want to show you, another thinking out of the box sort of mindset here. When you're looking for scrap paper to use, you don't necessarily have to, hold on here, I'm just sorting through my junk. You don't necessarily have to just like look for green for trees. I'm going to put them on the back here. Let me find something that I think I have a black, and maybe I don't. I want to put them on something where you can really see what they look like. Maybe this brown. Yeah. So these trees here, I think are really cool because they have some shades of green over here. You've got the brown and green in the earth. And then you have a brown and green sections in this tree here, in this filigree. And what I used for that was this paper here. I was saving it to do something special, cut these out here, which I will still. I have plenty of this paper. I have a lot of scrap paper of this. So I'm not too concerned about using up some of it for these trees. But when you use, again, your double-sided paper, you can use the really nice neutral if you want something. This is like a burlap style if you want something neutral. But I just think these are really fun and funky. And that, again, is using and the way you position your paper. Maybe you can see it better on here. I don't know. The way you position your paper. See that? This one has more of the dark browns here, where this is more of the cream and the lights. So, and again here, cream and light, and this is dark. So you can position your paper, you can flip it, you can do whatever you want with it to get a different look. But I want you to think out of the box when you're looking at your scrap papers. This here again was green, and this had bluebirds flying on it. And then this was a striped green and cream on the back. So use whatever you have. Don't be pulling out new sheets of 12 by 12 or 6 by 6. This here I just love. This was a leftover, obviously, piece of metallic paper that I had used for another craft. And this is just single-sided. It's not double-sided. And I cut these trees out, which I think are going to make a really, really pretty card. And I think these will be extra special against a black background. And I don't have any black here right now. Otherwise, I would show you. But these are this is going to be really, really pretty. So the other thing that I did, now the icicles here, and I'm trying not to be all over the place, but I want to get everything in because we're going to make 2 cards. These here remind me of icicles kind of hanging down on a rooftop. And I want you to be careful when you use your die cuts, because there are a lot of ways that you can use the scraps. So with the paper, and I am going to get a black sheet, so just bear with me 1 minute. Actually, I have a blue folder here. I think maybe, yeah, this will show up on the blue just fine. I have a blue folder here. So, like I said, I had the leftover silver sparkly paper, and I wanted to cut out some of these trees for my junk journals, or to make some ephemera for my December journals. And I just love this die cut. It's the Tim Holtz. Let me take it out of the package because it's kind of hard to see through these sometimes. It's the Tim Holtz Thinlits. You get the 2 dies, and this is called Woodlands. Okay, 660978 Woodlands. And I absolutely love this die because when you use this, I mean, your imagination can really run wild, and you can use these dies here that I cut out. You can use a different style paper. I'm just showing you here how you could make a really fun layout on a page. And then you could have, something really special around this. an animal, a deer, or whatever you may have. So when you cut these out, you get all of these little pieces in here, okay? If you have this die, don't throw them away, because this is what you get. These are the scraps, okay? These are all of the little scraps that you get after you cut the die out, the tree out. Get some more. And they come in all different sizes, all right? And I was looking at them, and they just remind me of icicles hanging off of a roof. And that's where I got the idea to put them up on top of the card here. So do not throw these away. The other ones, the other die I'm going to show you, I'm going to work with. That again, that has some wonderful little scrappy pieces that come out of it. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to show you the other die. And I think this is a really, really cool set. This one is called, and there's no picture, and I don't quite understand why there is no picture with this. It's called Swirly Scribbles Thinlit Dies 141497, and I can put these in my description. Maybe there's no photo because this is I got this with Stampin' Up. And this one is called Swirly Scribbles Thinlit Dies Stampin' Up for the Big Shot. And yeah, I remember I got this when I went to a crop. So these I'm going to take off. Don't want to lose them, because I will be using those. And these are the swirly dies. And I just think these are really cool. So these are flowers here. These are meant to be flowers. And these are, I would say these are like stems and stalks of a flower. So you could, have it like this. There's a lot of things you could, and then these are leaves and all kind of berries. Here's a flower, but you could really have a lot of fun with this. So I used this one and this one, and going through, and then there's a smaller one here. Okay, so I played with those yesterday, and I started out creating, I'll show you by size. This is the large one. I have everything separated. This is isn't that pretty with the metallic? There is so here you could have little tiny berries coming off of this one. I have a lot of little red dots over here. If I can pick one up. And you could put like little berry dots at the end of these. If you're doing something with Christmas. And then you could put the little berry dots inside. This is for another die set that I'm working on. And then I cut these red ones. I could make these all day long in all different colors and sizes, because you can really do a lot with these. And that is where I used this here. The other thing, from this one here, you get a really cool inner circle like this. And here it is here. It almost looks like an ampersand. And then you have that one. These are great to work with. And then this one here, let's see, is it this one? It's one of these. I think it's this one. You get this circle here, which I'm going to be using. So do not throw away when you punch through your die cuts here. Don't throw these away because you can definitely use them, okay? So I'm just going to set these over here, and then we're going to start with the tags. So I like a sturdy tag. And you can see this is pretty sturdy, and it's not going to bend or break or whatever once it's on your package. And what I use is, I'm fortunate enough that my husband, his company, he has to order business cards for his employees. And if for some reason the printing was done incorrectly or the shading was done wrong, usually he'll just toss them out and they order new ones. The company does not want them back because they're all custom. My son ordered some business cards for his business, so I have to give him a little plug here. PKM Imagery. He has a photography business. And they printed the back wrong. All right. So he says, Mom, do you want these old business cards for anything? And I said, heck yeah. I'll use them. Just give them to me and I'll come up with something. Well, I hadn't used them yet, but you can see this is a nice sturdy cardboard. And because my son really is big into quality, these are a little bit heavier than your normal business card. So I thought these would be great to make Christmas tags with. So if you know somebody that owns a business and they order business cards for their employees, let them know that if they ever have any oopsies, you'll take their business cards from them, and then you can make, again, they're 3.5 by 2 inches, 3.5 long by 2 inches wide. You can make them horizontal. I'm making these vertical for right now. But keep business cards in mind. Then you don't have to worry about using your cardboard. Maybe you have set aside for another project, or using your good cardstock, to make a card. So my background here, I set aside the pad. Let's see. Come on, Patty, where are you? What did I do with that pad? Because I wanted to show you. Gosh dang it. So I'm going to set it aside so I can show you what the background paper is. And dab nang it. Oh, here it is. Under my cutter, of course. I wanted to go white because I wanted everything to really pop. I wanted the blacks and the reds to pop. And I don't know if you can see on here. Maybe you can. There's a little imprint of snowflakes on here. The one I'm going to use over here, it has little tiny Christmas trees. And this paper is Holiday White embossed from DCWV. I think that's it, right? And it's very subtle. You really can't, I don't know if you can even see it. Yeah, okay, here you go. See how subtle it is? That these little imprints, here's some candy canes. Here's some swirlies. And they really aren't raised up. So this paper, here's some poinsettias. This paper is really good to stamp on because it's not raised up very much. And on the back, it does show you the different designs. This one here with the leaves, you can barely see the leaves, but it gives just enough little texture to make a difference. So I have my business card here, and because this is a little bit kind of like a shiny paper, I decided to use my 3-in-1 to put these down. I'm not distressing them. I don't want these to look old. I want them to be a little more modern looking and crisp and clean. If you want to you know, make some vintage style ones or whatever, you know, go right ahead. You pick your style. I'm just showing you the process. Oh, this glue. This is funky glue. And I like using the 3-in-1 because it gives me time to set my paper straight. If I were to use my art glitter glue, it may not give me time to roll this paper around and get it set where I want it to be. And you don't have to put that much on. This is an old tube. I'm just going to take this because I don't want any glue that might be down to get on the front of that. This is an old tube, so it's just kind of blurting out. I'm just trying to use this up here. And I think I've used it up. Because it looks like it's right at the end. We'll see. See if I can get a little bit more out of that. Okay, my trees are going this way, so I want to make sure my trees are going in the same direction. And I don't care if the trees are horizontal on here. Nobody's going to notice Christmas morning because it's going to be dark. We still get up early. We have the Christmas tree lights on and a few other lights, so they're more interested in the gift than they are the tag, but I just like to make my tags. Okay, so this is very easy to do. We're just going to replicate this one. Now I have two little stamps here, and you're going to want to find a stamp that will fit, that is within the 2-inch mark, okay? I have this stamp here, which is just, I do not know where I got it. I have used it probably for 20 years. Just says Merry Christmas, but I love the way it looks. This one here is the other stamp that I have. I either got this at Michael's years and years and years ago, probably Michael's, before Hobby Lobby even came into existence in our area. So I use my VersaFine because I want a nice, crisp, clean Merry Christmas. And I stamp first, and then that tells me how to position this on my front space. There we go. There's our Merry Christmas. Can you believe it? It doesn't even feel... Today is the beginning of November. You're not going to see this for a few days. And we have 70-degree weather in the Adirondacks. It's crazy. Yesterday I went out and mowed one last time. And I don't know, I'd love to have this weather right through till the end of January. Save on my fuel. So here is another one of the interior scraps from the tree that I cut out. And I just love this idea of the little icicles hanging. So sometimes you don't need, you don't need other dies to say, oh, I'd really like to look for a die cut that looks like icicles, or, depending on the size, of course. But if you're doing something small, by all means, use it up. Use your scraps. I think it's a lot of fun when you come up with a little idea that it's like, woohoo. All right, so there's my icicles. And then I need to get my little red bunch here. And I think this one I'm going to put just a little different. I'm going to put where this ends over here. And then I have other dies here of some little leaves. So maybe I'll change this up a little bit. This is a little bit bigger one. Let's see, I also have these. I really enjoy cutting out dies. Put that one maybe like that. I don't know if I'll use these. I may just continue to do that. I just want to see what these others look like while I've got you here. We could get fancy and put 3 on there. And then we have our Santa. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I kind of like that. And the Santa, I wanted him raised up, so I put some pop dots behind him. So I'll show you. I didn't want him flat against this. Okay. This is going to be a little tricky because I do want these down. I don't want them getting caught on anything, so I'm just trying to just paint these on a little bit. With this little silver tip. There's that. Okay, so now for our Santa, we're going to use those pop dots, and I put them here so they're easily, aha, there they are. I was making a joke like I had no idea where they were. Okay, so got our Santa. There. And there. If you wanted to put another little one down here, you could just cut one of these in half. But I don't think it's necessary. Sometimes I do, depending on the use or whatever. And we're just going to put our Santa right here. So you can see he's just raised up just a little bit. Give him a little bit of dimension here. All right, and then the top is easy. I'm not using a brad or anything, a grommet, whatever you call them. I'm just going to punch a hole because it's easy for a lot of people just to punch a hole if they do not have the the little metal things that go in there. So I'm just going to punch a little hole right about here. It's going to be the bigger one. And it works out well because it goes kind of right in between. And then I have some just simple gold twine here. And I'm going to feed this through. And then I'll be able to tie this on their bag or whatever. So there's that one there. And we're going to make one more. I'm going to use some Tim Holtz paper dolls. So I'm going to put this one here. I'll put this one here. And then this one, let's see. I'm going to use the other tag on this. These are my little... So these are little Tim Holtz ephemera pieces. We have a little postcard here. To Mrs. Herman, somebody, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So we're going to use this. I've got Tim Holtz paper dolls here, husband and wife, I would assume. I have a little poinsettia, little group, which I love. And then I have this little 25 ticket. And then this here, I have the scrap from, I think it's from the bigger one. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I have this wonderful scrap here from the set over here. Okay. So we're going to be using that. And this one, I'm going to be using this Merry Christmas. But we're going to be stamping on the side because it's too long for the bottom. And I'm not doing it horizontal. Here comes the vertical versus horizontal, because I didn't even check to think to look at it this way. But yeah, this would be... Yeah, I'm going to do it the other way. Okay. So let's get this glued down again. And my son's on Facebook too, if you want to check out. It's PKM Imagery, Imagery. He has a little Facebook page, but he gets most of his work via word of mouth, and it's local. And he went to college for media but mostly photography, and he's a wonderful photographer. He likes portrait work. Shamelessly plugging my son's little business. But these are fun little tags. And, the other thing, if you say, well, I like making tags, but I don't use them a lot. I'll never use them all up. What a wonderful Christmas present to give to a friend or a family member, to make a slew of tags and put them in a box, and then let your friends and relatives use them next year. I do that I don't make tags, but I have a girlfriend that we've been friends since we were like 3 years old. We lived just 2 houses apart, and I haven't seen Jill in a while because of, the COVID, and we just got out of the habit of having our monthly coffee. But every year for her birthday in April, which I've got to do, I make her probably 24 cards. And I give them to her for her birthday. She works at the hospital. She's been there, I think, since the hospital was built. She went to work there right after high school, so she's been there almost 50 years. She's going to retire soon, but she knows so many people, and the girl, unfortunately, she has a lot of wakes that she goes to, and so I make her birthday cards, but a lot of sympathy cards, because, you know, she knows so many people. And it adds up, you know, after a while when you have to go buy a card. You know, cards aren't cheap anymore. And to get a nice card, you're going to pay $5-6 for one. So I make her a bunch of cards, and that's her birthday gift. So this is a great idea too, to make, if you exchange gifts with someone and they say, oh, please don't spend a lot, or, you know, just a little something, make them some lovely tags for Christmas next year. I know that they would absolutely love them. Okay, so I have the VersaFine back out. And I'm going to take this Merry Christmas and I'm going to stamp it vertical on my tag this time. So I'm going to bring this around. And there's my Merry Christmas. Okay, now I just want to position. I want to position where you see that Christmas, part of the Christmas there. So I think here might be actually good. And then we're going to put our little husband and wife here. So I'm going to get just the bottom of this glued down. And I'll save the top. The reason I'm not gluing the top is I don't know if I'm going to be putting the card underneath this. When I say card, I mean the little. And just be careful, I mean, with your glue here, obviously I have the ink and I don't want it to spread. It shouldn't. So then I have this here, and I may put this I don't want to cover up that Merry Christmas too much. I could put that down there. I could put the poinsettias there, and then the 25. Yeah, I think I like that. I originally had the postcard up here, but because I could have brought the Mary down here and done that, I'm going to do it this way, which I like. So I'm just going to do this so I don't lose its position. So if you have a set way of doing something, you know, if you really wanted to have your card up there, be mindful of your stamping and make sure you stamp it down. I wasn't mindful. I did it more in the center, but that's okay. I think I'll do it like this. Right here. I could have used pop dots on them, but I do want this to lay flat. I might use a pop dot on the 25. And I'm just going to gently put that there because of the glue on the ink. Okay. Or I could put the I think maybe I'll put the 25 there, and then I'll put the pop dots on the on the poinsettias. And then that way I can put the hole right there above the 25. So that's the other thing that you have to take into consideration is the hole. And I think what I will do is I'm going to make my hole first. And this one, I'll still use the large. There. Okay. All right. And let's see. I'm going to use this. I think I will put this on first, only for the fact that that way I can see exactly where to place that little poinsettia piece. Okay. This I'll put on. I don't need this. And I'll get the pop dots here. And I think this will work out fine right about there. I don't think I have anything hanging over. So I'm gonna put 3 here. And I'm even actually going to make a very small cut. And I'm going to put one right on that little leaf there, because that is going to be okay. So see, it's just a little tiny piece. And I think that will, let's see, I think that will be good. All right, so let's get these peeled off and then we will be done. So I hope you liked this video. I hope I, again, was able to give you a few tips and tricks and have you, I just want you to look at things a little bit differently. Oh, I see what happened here. It went on its side. I want you to be able to look at things a little bit differently when you choose your papers to cut, when you pluck out all the little innards from your main die cut, and just use your imagination. There. And there's that little, that's on there, good. Okay. All right, so there is our final tag. Isn't that cute? And again, you can do whatever you want. If you have a to and a from sticker, and it's just a one-time gift, you can put that on there. If you're gift giving, leave the backs blank, and your recipient can do the back. They can write a lovely note or something. So here are our 3 tags. This one's a little bit different with the ephemera here, and that I use the die cuts, but I just think they are really, really adorable. So I hope that you liked this video. If you did, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. I'm going to be having more little Christmas ephemera pieces that we're going to be doing either for your junk journal or for gift giving. So that's it today, my friends. I hope you make some of these, and I really hope you like this video. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.